Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This story went off on Friday when we were talking about the very clever Lithuanian guy.
Well, what did he do? What did this guy do?
Remember he was going out to dinner. And
the heart attack guy?
Yeah, he went to about 20 different restaurants until he got a really bad name for himself. When he would sit down, he wouldn't order a huge meal, but he would order something to eat, maybe a few whiskies, I think it said. He
Why
was
not?
a big fan of a whiskey at the end of the day. And then he would stand up, attempt to leave, and if they stopped him, he would fake the heart attack.
Yeah, that's how he'd get out of paying for the meal.
And because he wasn't there with, a group of 10 and it wasn't a huge bill, it was so minor in the whole scheme of things. There was no point really doing anything. So maybe the cops might come and he'd be put in the lockup overnight.
Yeah.
And which in the end meant he was smart because he got a feed and he got a roof over his head.
That's right. 20 heart attacks in a month.
And 20 heart attacks in a month.
A lot of paperwork, and his rap sheet's not too good either.
I'm not sure where he was doing this. Admin it would not have been a strong point.
No,
I think it was just a wrap over the knuckles and go home. So look, if you actually get involved, if you do have a story about what you faked to get out of something, maybe it was paying the bill or maybe it was attending a party.
What about every social event we've ever held, Kate?
I know.
I mean, your stories get bigger and bigger.
No. Well, I mean, when you have children, you end up having the perfect excuse for anything. The kids are sick. I couldn't get a babysitter.
I think outside of death, pregnancy is probably the best excuse. I think for any woman that is pregnant, whenever it is, and they say, well, I'm pregnant, you go, right, well, we're around you for whatever you need. How can we help? You need to be comfortable.
You mean that people are incredibly supportive of pregnant women?
Absolutely. So if a pregnant woman says, I'm just not sure you're pregnant. Oh, absolutely, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So it is the greatest excuse for anything.
Over the weekend, I was thinking about a story which I'd forgotten on Friday, where it wasn't me that did the faking, but I was an accomplice.
Oh, okay.
I was an accomplice to the crime. So this is many years ago when I worked on Home and Away, and it must have been like the late 90s. And so the characters that I was working with on Home and Away, Sally still lived in Summer Bay, and I think she lived in the Summer Bay house with Shannon, Selena, Curtis, so Tempany Deckard and Isla Fisher, and it was that. And I loved that period of my time on Home and Away because I'd finally grown from the child into that teen group. Like I was
cool kids.
I was part of the cool kids. I mean, I certainly wasn't cool. Sally was never cool, but
having a couple of darts out the back of their studio.
No, I don't think anyone was ever having darts out there. Maybe some of the crew.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think the kids.
Doobies.
Anyway, so sometimes on the stop turning this story into something it's not meant to be. Sometimes on the weekend we would go away. And on this one weekend, Isla and I decided to go away to the Blue Mountains. Yeah. And I just thought I was so grown up. I mean, firstly, Isla is one of the greatest women you'll ever meet. Great kind of friend and great colleague and very fun to work with. So the fact that we were going away was so exciting.
Okay.
We planned to go to the Blue Mountains and we'd booked into... And I don't know if I want to say the hotel. I guess I can say the hotel because it's since had an enormous facelift. Yeah. And it's the Hydro Majestic there at Medlow Bath.
Yep.
I mean...
What have you...
during the day.
How old were you?
Oh, well, I would have been 18, I guess.
Look out. The girls on the prowl up in the blueies.
Isla's a couple of years older than me, I think. So anyway, we can't get into the car until we've finished up on set on Friday evening. And you know what the Blue Mountains are like. As you said, Whipper, beautiful view when you're arriving in the day. Yeah. When you're arriving at night, there's actually nothing to see. No. It's foggy. Yeah. It's somewhat scary.
Getting highlands, you know what I mean?
And we've booked a gorgeous room with the view. So we get to the Hydro Majestic, and this is, when I was 18, so over 25 years ago, when it was like, the whole thing looked like a run-down Chinese restaurant full of like
Go on.
ghosts and exactly.
Yeah, go see what tipped that over.
It's that kind of
There was
thing.
a spirit in the room.
So we get in there, we get out of the car, it's all foggy. We walk into the Hydro Majestic. There's no one there. It's like a movie where you go to the front
That's
desk
why
and
it's
you,
majestic.
you ring the bell, do the bell thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Let's what
Do
you
the bell. And there's still no one coming to the desk.
Yeah.
So we ring the bell
Oh,
again.
my God. Hang on a minute. It's Halloween, is it?
Yeah, no,
No,
geez.
sorry.
Yeah, okay, you ring the bell.
I've got my bags.
Yeah.
We've unfortunately brought our bags already in.
Okay, go on. That's interesting.
I didn't use the song. Anyway, don't worry.
Okay, come on, hurry. You got to get you because it's 7:32. Kate, we're
I know.
over.
Oh my
First
God.
time on air, mate.
Anyway, no. It's because I'm reliving this wonderful story.
Yeah,
we go to the
know
front
you
desk.
are. Yeah.
Oh, mate. This better have one hell
I
of a
mean, I can
punchline.
finish it after the news if you
Tom,
like.
is it worth hanging over or should we wrap it up here?
Anyway, it's not. Look, I won't waste any more of your time. That's it. No. So they take us to the room down the dark hallway, and we go into the room with a beautiful view. But we pull the curtains back, and of course, it's
pitch
an
black.
abyss. It's so scary that Isla and I spend the next 20 minutes trying to work out how we're going to escape from the hotel without having to pay. So, I mean, we're both brilliant actresses, and have to, there was an argument over who was going to fake the asthma attack. She won the paper, scissors, rock, and so I have to carry her back into the foyer and say, "I'm so sorry, my friend's having an asthma." She's
gasping for air.
The room must be dusty. We fake the whole thing, get into the car, and then ran. We don't even have the internet at this point, so we end up staying at the Fairmont Resort down the road.
Oh, did that have a view?
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
it was lit. The driveway was lit.
We
Who would have thought?
could have got to that bit 8 minutes ago.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.